Alright, I am early by a few minutes, so I'm just going to sit here and wait for you guys to join in and take care of business at hand. I did give, I think I gave an hour notice, so to give you all time to prep. I'm not going to hold this too long. That's not the intent. It's more of an announcement, um, so to speak. Yeah, it's more of an announcement. Let me see. I just wanted to get it going, and I'm looking at something weird. This is live. Okay. So that everybody is in the loop and does not miss out. But all in all, we're excited to get you all's input and your feedback and things like that because um, we care. Yeah, we care. This glare is all in my glasses. But let me see before I start this. Yep, so much for that. Hold on. So much for that. I have to hold my head down. So I need to do this right quick. It doesn't interfere with my little notes. Alright. Currently, I am by myself, not by myself, but doing this. It's a joint effort, but I'm the voice for today. So I have um, yeah, it's a joint effort. His input, and actually, this was more brought on by my husband than myself, but nothing slight of anything that I wouldn't do because I've already been doing what I'm about to present. And I don't know, we just kind of collaborated, and my phone was about to ring. And so this is how this came about. And he said, okay, go ahead and let everybody know what's going on. Hey, Samira. And so that, you all are in the loop and know what to expect. But I did, again, I did mention to you all earlier in the year that channel would be changing, content would be changing. I'm just moving towards a whole nother direction. I have been doing this for a long time myself because I needed to. I needed to for myself. I'm here in positivity. I like to bring something to the table, have you all do the same, keep the negativity and the drama out. Save for opinions. Everybody's going to have their own opinion, and I respect that, and I expect the same for everybody in here. I cannot force anybody to participate, but it really does help to join in, collaborate, share your ideas, your thoughts, your stories, your journeys, your testimonies. Share with everybody else. Don't just come in here, sit at my table and eat and leave. Don't do that. Okay. Again, I'm not feeding strays. I'll throw you a bone That's it. And I don't do anybody else like that. It's just not right. But excuse me. I wanted, like I said, I wanted to. I get a lot of feedback, a lot of uh, positivity from you all. A lot of times, I I would say not struggle, but just doing YouTube. If you're a vlogger and you share more than just standard what's going on, you're here to be a light. You understand. I get a lot of input, like I said, the feedback and everything from you all. The testimonies, personal. A lot of people are personal. You don't want to, you feel uncomfortable sharing among the group, although I've opened it and made it as comfortable as I can without making people feel uncomfortable. Okay. I can't push you out of your comfort zone, but it's safe here. And, it could be something I said years ago. Somebody will come back and say, you know what, you said XYZ. And I remember, and I say, yeah, I remember. And they may not have said anything in the moment, but later on, I still think about that. You have no idea how those words really changed me. Those things really, really encourage me. And I come on here myself looking for the same when I'm looking at vlogs and things like that. I'm looking for a positive light outside of myself. I don't want to be my own spokesperson. Everybody needs to grow and learn, and I can learn a lot from anybody. I'm open to that. So um, that's pretty much, what I have been seeking. And it's kind of hard because, we don't know people. This is cyberspace. We don't really know people, and you really have to use discernment. And even if you think you know people here, you really don't know the whole of it. There's always some things that are left out, some missing pieces, and it's just really hard to find that good, genuine feel. But when you do, and I'm not even saying here, you all come to me, you all know, okay? I'm not going to tell you I'm genuine, okay? That right there would be pretty ostentatious. I'm not like that. But you guys that know me, you know me, okay? And you have said this before. I love it because you keep it real. 100, okay? 100 all the time. I'm just like you guys. Um, Day to day, kids, family, everything. There's no difference. You know, Good, bad, ugly, just roll with it. It's a matter of how you interpret things, how you work through things, how you move forward. Those are things that kind of set me apart because I interpret things. We interpret things a little bit differently than a lot of people, and a lot of people do that. We're not unique, okay? A lot of people do that, and I'm not saying that my way, our way, is the best way. I just share what I did, and so if that little bit helps you glean from what I'm giving you, um, I'm happy. I'm happy that I've touched somebody, I've helped somebody in some way. And so that is really where I wanted to carry this channel forward. Um, I've done a lot. I'm not saying that I'm, stopping with the meal vlogs, and there's more. There's a lot more coming. I never did put the cookbook is still in the works. Um, just a lot of stuff. I did not say I was stopping with the homeschooling. Still, going on. What I do see is, and you guys have probably already noticed that I have been a little more guarded about what I'm sharing, how I'm sharing it, and when I'm sharing. As far as the kids, yeah, I'm a little more guarded, and it's for a reason. But just the same, you all will understand. So that little spill, give me about 5 minutes. Um, to kind of go over what's going to happen in this little series. Okay, so what we're looking at is a lot of things. A lot of people. I realize that this platform is a help, and I'm trying to do the best that I can to do good here. I reach a lot of people. And so I said, okay, if I can really, really continue to influence and be positive in other people, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that to the best of my ability. And yeah, so oh my goodness, um, there's a lot of there's the platform is for everybody here. There's fun game, kids, just all kinds of stuff. But there's also a lot of drama and a lot of negativity, a lot of hate. Um, it's hard. It is hard out here because you have to come on here and face the world. Well, you don't have to, but you put yourself out for the world, and there's a judgment that falls. Every word that falls out of your mouth, you're being judged, you're being looked at, you're being scrutinized. And I just say to myself, you know what? In that regards, I'm a little bit better than you sitting there watching, shaking your head because I can do it. Put yourself in a vlogger's shoes. See if you could do that. It's not that easy. It's not that easy at all. Again, we don't have to do it and you don't have to watch. But a lot of us do this because it is very helpful. It's beneficial. Sometimes it's therapeutic for ourselves. It's therapeutic for others. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons why people vlog. Some of it is not just fun and games, and some are doing it for a paycheck, although goodness only knows why, because I have said time and time again, this is not a paycheck. YouTube is going to explode into cyberspace. There's not enough space for all of this content. So don't quit your job. And it's filled. The only way to make it is to sell your family out in drama. Okay, and this is really what this whole series is a culmination of. I told you guys a few months ago, YouTube is a beast. It is a beast. YouTube is tearing families apart. It's tearing relationships apart. It's tearing friendships apart. And not just YouTube, but social media. Um, yeah, it's tearing people apart. People are so obsessed with other people's lives that they can't even manage their own lives. They're becoming depressed and don't even realize it. Some people, they think depression is I'm sad, I'm sleeping, I'm unhappy. You could be smiling every day, all day, have everything in the world, and still be depressed. YouTube is good for building a brand, not a business. Hey, T, yes, 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 building, yes, a brand. But yeah, people are selling their families out, and it's tearing up people. And so, the two of us were sitting here talking about just, things that are going on here. And it's like, do you see, obviously I'm here a little more than he is, but, he's been around too. But he says, I don't see anybody doing anything positive to build us up, and not just us as a African American family, but just families in general. It's so much drama. Married people tearing each other apart, and it's like, yeah, and for us it's extra hard, okay? Because we want to get on here, not me, but get on here, and the first time something happens or whatever happens, you want to run to get on the social media looking for pity and sorrow, and girl, you should have did this and you should have did that. And I'm like, why you put your business on the street like that? No. And then I hear God don't want no part of that confusion. You questioning, but you on here telling people all your business. Just who does that? Who? You confused. I don't understand. I'm not gonna harp on it, but yeah, it's tearing people apart, and we want to build us up. And so again, we collaborated, and he told me to come and just tell you guys what's gonna happen, and I had to come up with something catchy. I'm glad you're doing in a different direction, going in a different direction for yourself. Thank you. Come up with something catchy so that, it would be exclusive and not, I'm not separating the channel or anything, but, I wanted, some kind of, distinction, between the things that I'm doing. Yes. What's on the computer? I'm on the live chat. What you need? You good? Mm-hmm. She make a sandwich. Didn't you just eat? Didn't George just cook for us? You didn't eat yet. Why didn't you eat? Everybody else ate? I waited on chicken, but the chicken is all gone. Oh. Go ask Justice if she would make you a sandwich. Close the door for me, please. Thank you. So, as I was saying, to come up with a title and something to just distinguish it, and um what we intend on doing. We're not saying by any means that we're experts or anything on this, but we know some things. Together we work, and I told you guys before, we work good together. Um we work very good together. Our just can finish each other's thoughts and things like that. And just watching things, we just sit back and watch, and just it's like the conversations that we have. um you know yeah, the camera's always off, but the camera was on, so that is kind of what we're going to do. um so we would like you all to join us. We're thinking once a month to start, and 30 minutes, 15 to 30 minutes. We will leave a few minutes for, Q&A and just conversation and what's going to happen. But what I've come up with is building family faith. Okay. So the BFF series. Okay. And I think what's going to happen is what I was thinking, because have already been doing some of this. It is going to spin into building family freedom, family knowledge, family wisdom. All of that ties into faith. Are you vlogging once a month? No, I'm not. This is a series we're doing. We're doing a couple series once a month. And so we're inviting you all to join us. And so when you guys see BFF, that's what it's about. It'll be the two of us sitting down and talking to you guys about how to build. Okay. I've been watching for a bit, but I missed the beginning. Okay. Well, I have a little bit coming up on really what this is about, because I just introduced it. It was just a little front loading on kind of how this all came about. But yeah, the BFF. we want to see us not tearing our families apart, not neglecting our families, but not just families. Okay, what we're really aiming for is each other, each other, each other. You see us together, each other. Yes, sometimes we're out and about. We may have one of the kids, and I know somebody's probably thinking, why so far it has only been us and Justice. Well, Justice is getting ready to go to school for a long time, so we're trying to spend a little extra time with her. Not that I had to explain that, but that's why. She's been tagging along with us because she's getting ready to go to college. But yeah, we're talking about having time for each other. What I see a lot of, and I saw this just in the homeschool community, but this is not exclusive to homeschool. It doesn't really have anything to do with homeschool. But you all can relate. Having being married is, they say, is an institution, but yeah, it's work. And like we explained to you guys what happened to us, we got so overwhelmed with our own entities and our own grief and things like that, that we were not even susceptible to each other's pain. We couldn't even, even though we are like, you know I don't want to say oil and water because they don't mix, but you guys know what I'm saying. We're pretty tight. We couldn't even help each other, and it's not a bad thing. We were so consumed with the family, the kids, and making sure the kids were okay and things like that. And we really did not have time. And it was also the line of work and things like that. We didn't have time for each other. We could have worked through what we did. We could have stayed with the counseling, because we did seek counseling. We sought counseling before we even got married. Um, it just didn't, we didn't have time. 24 hours is not enough time to do that. Literally, every month, that's not enough time at all. So, it was so unhealthy that we said, okay, let's just dissolve it and figure out, life on our own. And that's what we did. And, through prayer and faith and, maturity is, brought us to where we are now. And a lot of you all are going through things. You're going through issues. You're going through family. You're home. Mom is home with the children or child or what have you, all day long, all night long. Your roles. You're doing. You care for the kids. And it's just, you hop on social media because you need an outlet. This is the wrong place. Like I talked about, the people putting the business on the street. People do this because they're frustrated. Okay, not all vloggers, but some of the stuff that I see and hear, it just, oh my gosh, it tears me in pieces. And you guys, I have to, like I talked about, people calling me, girl, did you see so and so? And I say, you know what? Please don't do that. I do not want to contaminate my mind. Do not call me with that mess. You need to stay away from it too, because it's going to mess you up, and you're going to bring that in, that negative energy into your own family. Don't do that. Get out of people's business. And I'm sitting here watching some things, and I'm like, that instinct was to pick up the phone. Girl, did you see so and so? And I just slapped myself back into reality and was like, you're not getting ready to do that. But I'm trying to figure out. I was trying to put two and two together while watching the thing, and it's like, and I wanted to pick up the phone and call the person and say, please get off, get off, get off. You got kids, your baby sitting there. It's a mess. Don't do this. And other people were saying that. But it's like, I don't care how hurt you are or whatever about the situation. Do not run on here like that. Sit down, cry it out, fuss it out, do whatever you have to do, but do not turn to social media and air your dirty laundry. That is the worst thing you can do. Because once it's out there, you can't take it back. Everybody has seen, no matter what you try to fix, repair, rebuild, clean up, you can't, and it's like, well, yeah, the other day you were fine and y'all were, and it's like, oh, sorry, a kid-centered marriage, basically. Yeah, yeah. And not saying that was all bad or anything, but we have to make time for ourselves as not mom and dad, and that's why I always talk about, when I ask people, where do you see yourself in 20 years. I always kind of put it out there so the kids are out of the house, because um, you can't possibly be, I'm just going to be up under my kids, or your kids are going to be grown. I'm going to be up under my husband. Your husband don't want to be bothered. Okay. We talked about the Xbox and things like that. That's his thing. That's his thing. He played the video game. I don't care. That's his thing. That's his outlet. Um, I read. I like to read. This right here, YouTube, this is not my outlet, because this is dangerous. This can become very dangerous, and some people just do not realize how dangerous this thing is, because you get very comfortable with people like me right now sitting here talking, and things slip out very quickly, very quickly, and people are watching you, and they get these impressions. And then it's like, oh, dang, I shouldn't have said that. Or, maybe they were thinking this. Or, just, it's crazy. You just have to be very, very careful coming on here. Because you tend to get personal, especially in chats like this. All right. So what we're trying to do is build up couple. You got married for a reason, or you chose your significant other for a reason, and you need to be able to work, as cohesively as you can. There is no, he put this very well, and I'm gonna let him reiterate this. Um, Control. There's no controller of the home. No, I'm the head of the household is what he used. No, everybody has their own role, and everybody needs to play their part. But if you start having that head of household mentality, he said, go start a business so you can run your people. You don't run your spouse like that, because you're gonna run them off. And it's true. It's true. Men do it, women do it. They don't want to admit, but everybody does it to some degree. And you do it for control in the argument. You're arguing, and there you go. Somebody say something, and it just, you cutthroat because somebody's trying to win it. Walk away. It should never come to that. I agree. Um, but it happens, and you can't take those words back. You can't take those feelings back. And accountability. Accountability. So many people, like what I was watching, there was no accountability, and I'm listening to the woman, I'm listening to the man. Everybody agreed with the woman. The kids, and you guys, you know what? I didn't. I agreed with the man. It was a lot, not a whole lot said with him, but I agreed with the man in this point. Without just putting it out there, because there was no accountability on that woman's part at all. And that's just something I teach within my kids. I've let you guys witness my children. I come in and, hey, you need to apologize to so and so. We talk about it later, but that's the reason why I don't stop the chat or the vlog or whatever. I make them do it right then and there, because they have to be accountable. If you let it go, there's no accountability, and they're going to build relationships. They're going to grow like that, and they will never understand that because they didn't get it at home. I've dealt with a relationship like that, and it was bad. I mean, there was just no accountability. Everything that happened was on me, and I know good and doggone well it was not all me. Not saying that I didn't play my part. Part of it was I allowed what was happening to happen. And everybody that knows me said, "Girl, why?" And, I talked about my spirit being broken and things like that. It was like, that's not you. And I'm like, yeah, no. I was punked out or something. I don't know. I just, yeah. So we want to make sure that you all can, you know, respectively get through what you need to get through. Keep your family grounded. Keep yourself grounded. Um, and just overall be accountable. Be accountable. There are things that happen as little bitty disputes and things like that. Guys, the enemy is busy all the time, working through our homes, working through our children, just all the time. And if you're not on guard and you just let that enemy slip in, yeah, surfing is my thing. Hi. You let that enemy slip in, it can do some harm, some serious harm. I mean, you don't want that, especially when you have children. Okay, hopefully that'll take care of that. I don't want to feel like. All right. Yeah, you don't want to, you don't want to do that. When I talked to the some friends of mine about, some things they needed counsel and things like that, and I really broke it down and really kind of broke down, what I was going through, and I couldn't really foresee everything, but just what I was going through, and I said I don't want to sugarcoat this thing, and I'm a strong person, but this is like the fire. I was just going through it. What's the matter? She out my pillow was in the truck, but it's not. Oh, it's not. Yes. Did you get your sandwich? Yeah. Okay. Go and go do what you were doing. So, our mission with this series, I took a little page of notes. Do you have my paper? Can you wait a few minutes? The blank paper. I have to think about it. I have the blank paper somewhere. Our mission is to restore value, faith, accountability, and invest. Now, it's no secret. We all invest and we all protect. We all invest in and protect things that we value. Some cash, some cash, others treasure gold. Some work, others exercise. It could be family or, whatever it is. We want to, we invest in a lot of things. I was sitting here thinking right before I came up here, I was wondering if I was going to be on time. Some of you guys have to invest in a good broom, good dustpan because dishes get broken. So, yeah, you want to invest in things. We protect our health, we protect our jewelry, our stock portfolios, and careers. And furthermore, our investment opportunities are infinite. Okay, when you guys think about it, we invest in a lot. I want you guys to consider how many times throughout the day you are invited to invest, whether it's in finance, health, education, toys, politics, real estate, food. Um, I mean, the possibilities. All day, every day, we're investing in things, right? Here, trying to get the stuff going. Okay, all right, here we go. So, I don't know how much of that you guys caught, but um, I said, ask yourself how many solicitations you receive to invest in faith, family, and friends. Do you all step up to that? So I challenge you all, we challenge you all to nourish a couple of pillars, faith, family, and fellowship. That is what we are bringing to the table with this series. So, like I said, it will be, just some some words and insight and things like that, and we'll have some conversation, a little bit of discussion on this. Let's see. Oh, that's down. Um, our senses, you will discover as we have, that what we say we value is far different than what we invest our time and resources in. I wish you guys can raise your hand, but I mean, let me know if you guys can relate. Um, like I said, scenarios, kind of standard running everybody's home. The day is busy. You're running around with the kids. Things happen, accidents. Broken things. You're having to cook. You're having to clean up. You're having to take care of sick kids. And you're tired. You're tired. So, but what happens to the marriage? What happens to a couple time? Alrighty then. Yeah, and I do understand that. So there you go. Man. So yeah, what really happens to that's in this homeschool community. That's where I hear, oh, my husband doesn't understand. He's gone all the time. He's this, he's that. You all are frustrated, and you come bring this mess to the table here. Not just my channel, but it all comes out instead of in the home. And the poor man is not even there to defend himself, because there's two sides to every story, but actually three. And so, a lot of times when I'm watching things and I'm watching, ladies and conversations and things like that, I put myself in the other, in the spouse's position and try to kind of, figure two and two, because there's some stuff that's not being said on everybody's part. There are signs, like in the case of what I was witnessing on a thing, and was like, oh, he did this and he did that, and I'm like, no, baby, you missed all the signs. um he told you, and I saw it. Everybody could see it. This person did not want to accept what was going on, but this platform is what was causing the demise in the marriage. That was just flat out. My husband watched. He had no idea, but he was like, what? I can't believe that's all that's going on in this home. And I'm like, man, if I ever could get on here and just sit here and just ignore you or ignore everybody else, it's like throw take the devices and destroy. You guys know I destroy stuff, but yeah, I cannot. I would not let something like this consume me like that to the point where it's gonna tear up my family. Watching, not just the vloggers, it's watching as well. I see, I appreciate you all coming, as often as you can. And a lot of you come, and just listen. You're on watching the video replay. I appreciate that. But you know what? Don't feel obligated. Every little, thing pops up. You need to come in here. If you're taking care of business, take care of business. Do not let me interfere with that. Okay. I don't like to, when we're doing homeschool and stuff like that, I don't like to come in with chats and videos and, things like that during that time because I respect people's time. I'm not watching stuff. If I'm eating, it's lunchtime, I can watch and eat, but as soon as I finish eating, I got to shut it off. I'll watch the rest of it later. Some, it just, oh, so and so popped up. Let me run and watch the notification. Hmm. It's a twofold. They made it hard because if you don't put the notifications on, you're gonna miss it. But I mean, sometimes you don't get the notification anyway. So, you guys know, just come to the channel. Go to whoever's channel. But I would not, depend on those notifications because you got notifications in your home you're not even paying attention to. And videos, yeah. So, yeah, definitely. And let me finish my little spiel right quick. But my life, I assess in kind of a threefold. Faith, family, and fellowship. And if an activity does not strengthen these pillars of significance, I omit, or at the very least mitigate its significance. At least once a month or so, I will reevaluate things. And that's why I say sometimes it takes me so long to actually put certain things up because I just feel like it's not as, even though I might have vlogged it or I want to talk about it, it may not be as significant as I think it is. Or it's not time for it. Sometimes things I want to say, people are not ready for it. And I'm not really vibing. I'm vibing off you guys, but sometimes it's a time and a place for everything, and it's just not the time. And I understand some people are going to get things, and some people are just not. They're going to disagree. Just like people are going to have your opinions about this. Who are you guys to tell us X, Y, Z? Well, you know what? If that's your opinion, fine. Everybody has one. But what I can say is, apparently you in here because there's something going on. You know. Um, yeah, something going on. Maybe you don't recognize it. Maybe the spouse does. But yeah, you wouldn't be in here if not. So, like I said, these social media platforms um, have really, really changed the quality of family. Okay, it's a blessing, but it's also a curse. It has brought families together that were, when you find your long lost relatives and things like that. But again, it's also a curse because some people just don't know how to cut the doggone thing off and sit down. Make time for your husband, make time for your wife, and I just the same. I don't want my husband coming to me. Did you see this? Did you see? I don't have time for that. Didn't you just tell me you was hungry? We need to go to the store. Something like that. We have something else better to do with ourselves than worry about what we see on here. It'll be there. We need to take care of what's going on in the house. There's enough going on in the house or with us. We can't, I cannot stress enough the self time, the me time for us as moms, as women, as even if you're not a mom, the self care. Everybody needs time alone. Everybody. And if you're not getting that, somebody told me this a long time ago, and they just wisdom. But you got to take care of self. If you don't, you will self destruct in some time. And it's true. If you cannot do anything, you hear that, oh, I can't even go to the bathroom without the kids knocking on the door. It's a joke. But you know what? If that keeps happening and you literally can't do anything without the kids hanging on you, part of it is you. You don't want to, but you want to complain about it. Lock the door. Take control of the kids. Lock the door if you have to. I never understood the thing, oh, I can't take a shower. What the flip? Lock the door. Secure the children the same way you do when you watch YouTube. Oh, did I just say that? Oh, because see, you're not securing them. You're letting them run around. Oops. It's an excuse. Okay? So you get gratified watching the thing, but then at the same time, it's tearing you apart. So this thing is a beast, okay? It is a beast. Be real. Take the time. Take yourself out, even if it's just for a walk. Go for a walk. Your husband gets off work, or he's going into work early, or he's off, or whatever. Get up and go for a walk to start. Okay? Just get up and walk. Make that a habit. Get out and go somewhere other than the grocery store. Okay? Don't everybody has to go to the grocery store, and I don't count those as me time because you're buying groceries for the house. So you're not doing it for yourself. It's still, yeah, you might be by yourself. That's one reason why I don't like to take kids, because I get to be by myself, but I have plenty of opportunities because I make those opportunities. If I don't, I'm not going to, I won't stay sane. You just cannot have kids hanging on you, under your armpits. You can't. It's impossible. And still be sane. The husband, he goes to work. Kids not hanging on him. And it's usually just the wife. But also the man, the husband. A good man will recognize that, and he will give you that time and that space. Okay? It is yes, self-care is very important. He will give you that time, and here it's time to eat. We need to feed the kids. We need to eat. Okay, somebody got to get in there and cook. He'll go cook. I fed the kids. I'm sitting right here. Not I could be doing nothing. But I know that everybody's fed. The kitchen is cleaned up. And I don't have to worry about it. If we don't have what we need, he'll go to the grocery store. I don't have to worry about that. I'm not freaking out behind that. Some of you, and the man, he was saying how the head of the household, you expect a woman because you've been at work all day. You need to eat too. Get up and go to the store on your way home or something because you need to eat. One-sided does not work, and I dealt with the one-sided deal, previously, and it was so one-sided it wasn't even funny, and it was like, yeah, hey, Sylvia, I'm not codependent, but it was so one-sided that it became, that other person was codependent and trying to make me, and I'm like, dude, no, I have never been that type. Okay. And I'm not going to start. I am not going to start like that. So, but yeah, it's very, very important. Um, when you are trying to, I know many of you guys have young children and, babies and things like that. And it just, yeah, it's very difficult. I had a lot of stair steppers all the time. It's very difficult. But again, I took the time to do for myself, even if it was just for a walk. Um, I took time. If I just went over to Barnes and Noble and just sat there, it just gave me peace of mind. I'm going out. I didn't have to go buy anything, but just to get out and not have to worry about anybody. If I'm going to the mall, not to buy anything, but just go. If I had none of my friends were available at the time, I'm not worried about anybody else. It's just myself. If I'm just going to go sit in a park, or just going to go get a room, you guys getting a room for the night is not that expensive. Um, and it doesn't have to be a top of the line anything. Okay. I cannot see, I know money is tight in a lot of places, but we're going to, I think the Freedom and Knowledge series kind of help you guys out, but, save it, you can go get your room for $60, you know, save it. And it really shouldn't be that difficult because I'm gonna tell you, your husband goes out the house with money in his pocket every day, and he come back with an empty pocket. So what is he doing with that money? You rightfully have, the same right as he does. Just because you're at home, one person should not be holding the wallet. It just shouldn't be like that. He's a lot of times I hear, oh, I didn't eat, I didn't get a chance to make anything, I made the kids food. You know what? Feed yourself. If you don't eat, what's going to happen? If you got to order food, call Uber. Do something. Feed yourself a decent meal every now and then. Every time I went out, I made sure I got lunch or dinner or whatever it is I wanted to do. If I wanted to go to the movies, I got me some popcorn, whatever. I just treated myself because that's what made me feel like I was just, doing something for myself and I didn't have to worry about anybody else because if that's what he's doing it. He's eating. All of that stuff is not company lunches, okay, or company dinners, or whatever. That's coming out of y'all's pocket. So yeah, you have to be willing to, he. I can't really speak on my husband's behalf, but that's where he's gonna come in at. I mean, some of the stuff he was saying, and I'm like, yeah, you got to get on here and talk about this because I'm the woman. I mean, not that I'm going to diminish the value of what he was saying, but some of you all, this for husbands too. Okay, so you got to bring your husband, your significant other in and participate. You know, it's a part discussion. I don't understand um, that what is about men having their alone time and women not get hers and wonder why she is upset and stressed out. Well, part of that, like I said, is accountability. Women shrivel up and feel like they're just defeated and nobody cares and nobody understands. And I got to be here with the kids. No, you don't. You are choosing that. You are contributing to yourself feeling lonely and depressed and everything else. Get a grip. Put your big girl drawers on. Get up and walk out the door. The house will not fall apart. Trust me, it won't. But you will fall apart. The house will cave in if you just sit there wallowing. Nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to care. Get up and leave. Just find out what happens. Just get up and leave. If it turned into an argument, that that's not a that's not a negative. There's already a problem. See, he's already got control. So there was already a problem if it turned into an argument. And again, you are contributing, and that's dangerous because you are not holding yourself accountable. So that's something that needs to be worked out. And again, that's why we're, coming in with the series to kind of help you guys um, look at things differently, because sometimes a lot of things happen in the heat of the moment and you really don't think. And again, you come on here, it's so many opinions of things, there's so many things you might get to know people, but in the reality is you form relationships with the women on here and things like that. Oh girl, she my friend, she this, she that, she cool, she all of that. The man, oh, he need to be ashamed of himself. But you don't know that man. That man is not there to defend himself. And really, what is she doing? Because if you heard the man's side, something might click and well, wait a minute. He might got a point there. Not that I don't love my ladies, but sometimes it takes somebody else looking in to say, hey, point this out. My sister pointed out some stuff with us. She was talking to my husband, and that really, I'm not saying that I'm not trying to credit her or discredit her in any way, shape, or fashion. And she said the same thing. She wouldn't take credit for anything that happened with us. But she came in and said some stuff to him that really got him saying, hold up, you know what? I need to check myself. I need to check myself. And, and I was just like, yeah, and she told me what happened. And I was like, well, yeah, And then I get somebody telling my husband, oh, well, she the XYZ. And he said, you know what? You need to check yourself. She's not like that. And if you've been with her this time and you don't know that, you have a problem. She is not like that. I know her. And I'm like, wow, So, when you hear that phrase, people tell you, look, when people tell you who they are, the first time you need to believe them. There are signs to everything that happens. There are signs, to people, no matter how much you love them, how they do for you, how you think they care for you. If there are any kind of red flags, for anything, you need to take heed, especially if you're just starting out, before you have kids, or even when you have the kids and you start to see things that just don't seem right. They're probably not right. Okay. And it's not a bad thing to get help. Okay. But coming on social media, that's the bad thing. Because people don't care. They want to know about your business. They don't care. They just want you to tell them what's going on. That's it. And you get nothing out of it. You walk away. Oh, at least I got to tell everybody, and I got to talk, and it was a rant and all of that. And that's it. You walk away, and then you come back. Next time, it's a whole nother debate. You got the same people like hawks swooping in. They want to know all your business. Y'all will not find me on here doing that. Okay, it's just so much stuff. I have respect for myself. I have respect for my family. I have respect for the kids, my husband, everybody. I can't. I would never come on here and just air stuff like that. It's not even other people. Other people's business. I can't. I'm not that type. It's not that serious. There's a higher source, and that's where I go to first. Always. Like I said, no matter how bad it is, it always seemed to work out a lot better. I don't have to come, it's no point. People just, again, they're just here for the tea. That's it. They don't care about you one way or the other. You are so right in the signs. Yeah, yeah, there are signs. Definitely signs, definitely. But again, just to see things that I see going on. I know some of you guys are oblivious to, drama side of this thing or how much people really dish. It's just ugly stuff. And a lot of, divorce stuff. Just, um, I mean, people are cutthroat with each other. It's like, why would you do? Well, he made this and she made that and she did that and she did that. Mm-mm. Yeah. I do not understand. I do not. It's something wrong with you. Something wrong with your character. If that's what you're looking for, the world to validate you. Where's your accountability? Why do you need other people, strangers, validate me? While they sitting there agreeing with you, they laughing at you. Is what's going on, and they waiting for you to come back. And they might, oh, I feel bad. I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna this and I'm gonna that, but they waiting for you to come back because they want to hear some more. Because why are they sitting there listening to you in the first place? Don't they have a life? It just, I like I said, I commend the people that say, you shouldn't say this. You should take the time to reflect on what's going on instead of airing it. They do have a little, a little more sense than others just sitting there, um, you know, taking sides. So, but, I'm not sure exactly when we are going to start the BFF. It will be like I said, it'll be a once a month thing to start. 15 to 30 minutes. I mean, we're not, I don't know. It's not going to be anything scripted. I just kind of wrote some stuff down to kind of give you guys an overview of what, why we're doing this. But it's not going to be anything scripted. He's going to say what he has to say and say what I have to say. And you guys say what you have to say. Let us know. And like I said, we want this to be a safe place. Um, I know it's kind of hard, especially if you don't want to put your business out there. But I don't care if you're asking for a friend, or whatever, or you're, here. I don't do how you have to do. I don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable. We don't want to make anybody feel uncomfortable at all. But at the same time, we know that this is stuff that's going on in the home, especially among our black families. We're just we're targeted. The enemy every day. I mean, just the enemy outside the home every day. And they're locking us up, they're pulling us apart, tearing us away from the kids, taking the men and just doing whatever. And it's sad. These babies are growing up completely misguided. um they're dying, babies, younger and younger every day. It's because they are tearing our families apart, and then we do it to each other. That should not be the case at all. It shouldn't be the case. um we I'm talking to you guys about, um I've never been one to just stay at home, even, or not contribute financially, even though we're very comfortable. I've never been one like that. I always have to, I got to hustle. I get that from my dad. Okay. My dad is like 66 years old, still hustling. Um, and that's just me. I'm going to hustle. I'm going to keep some money. Like I say, if you can't, I mean, you feel that saving up for to get you a little room or something, um, figure out something, hustle, sell something. I don't know. Tap into one of your talents or something. But you need to, part of this marriage is a positive contribution, and it should never be left solely on one person to be the breadwinner. or be the head of household, so to speak. You have to bring more than I'm just taking care of the kids to the table, because those kids are going to grow up and they're going to leave the home. And then what are you teaching the kids if that's all they see? What are you actually teaching your kids by doing that? So, in order to build your marriage, you have to build yourself up. And I'm serious. I talked about, the girls' trip. I'm serious. I really want to bring one of you guys along. I don't know where. I have not decided yet. It's just because it's, a busy time, but I'm looking all the time. Um, we don't have to go out the country. Might not have to fly, but that's just my preference, my choice. But I'm serious. I really, really, really want to do this because I think everybody deserves some time and space alone for themselves. And shoot, who knows? I might have to come to your house and get you a room. I don't know if that's what it takes, but I'm watching. I'm watching. Like somebody asked, how was I going to decide? I'm watching. I'm watching the comments. I'm watching the chats. I'm watching the interaction, and I can tell is who's worthy. Not to say that you all are not, but I can tell. So, but don't be surprised, because I could do this for everybody. I might come visit each and every one of you. Hey, meet me over here. I may do that type of thing. I don't know. So I will see you guys. I will make sure that there's an adequate notice. When we get this thing started, I'll probably make sure I leave you know, probably like a 12-hour deal or something like that, because, we'll figure out the day. And then come in with a time. We want to make it consistent. We want to make it'll be on a consistent day and a consistent time. But like we said, once a month is what we plan on doing. And yeah, I'm gonna just leave it at that, because I really don't know um, what else. What else may transpire. We're just, trying to feed off of uh, our our happenings, and our, what we see, you know um and it's not a save the world, uh type thing at all. This is, we're not getting paid for this. It's just just doing something in good measure. um yeah, so I think that is just about all on that. And hopefully those of you that watch this on replay, also be on the lookout for the BFF. And, let your BFFs know about the BFF. And, this ought to be a great series. And like I say, once we, get going, and I don't really know, um, you know, we this is something we intend on keeping up. Was not something that we just, okay, let's do this one time and let that be it. That's why I said I think we want to spin it, building freedom, whether it's financially, you know, that type of thing. Because I already taught you guys about home ownership, finances in general, how to, is a leverage, business wise, things like that. Even if you're not, into entrepreneurship or anything like that, it still can help. Okay. How to sustain, maintain budget wise, things like that. There's a lot that we, obviously with all we accomplished, we kind of know some things. And just overall wisdom and knowledge. Again, they're not religious at all, but knowledge, wisdom. A little bit of what I already been sharing. You get to hear, his take on things, and I get to hear it too. Just like I said, I'm here for like-minded, and my husband is like-minded. He just, yeah, it just works like that. So I get to hear, sit back and listen to what he has to say, and that kind of that keeps me grounded as well. Sometimes, ladies, sometimes we're too hard on ourselves, and it takes somebody, take your husband, or take a friend or some, to really set you back, into reality. Just take it, and it's constructive. Don't always shake your head, naysay. Don't always do that. I would like that class and be taking notes. Yes, take notes. You guys, when we were going through marriage counseling, pre-marriage counseling, um, pastor told us, um, somebody very respected, because it's been in my life since I was very, very young child, um, close to both of our families, because I told you how I knew his family since I was about 12, that I can remember. I think I really knew them earlier, but like knew them before I knew him. But anyway, you guys, what percentage is a marriage, man and woman? What is the percentage? Somebody, what's the percentage contribution between the man and the woman, or the husband and wife? Anybody? Nobody? Everybody listening? Hmm. I'm not judging. I just, it's 50-50. Mm-mm. It's not 50-50. And that's what most people answer, 50-50. And I'm not, it's not bad, but most people say 50-50. It's 100 and 100. Because guess what? You might not be feeling your 50. And so what happens? If he feeling his 50, you not feeling your 50, what happens? Y'all are unequal. Okay? 100 and 100. He say, if my wife is not feeling her 100, I got to put it in for her. That's how we stay like that. I mean, they have, since both passed. Let me see. It's only been about I really want to say a year. I can't really, it's only been a year, just barely a year. He passed about 2 years ago, I want to say. Yeah. Um, they were married a very, 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 very long time. They were both in their 80s. Yeah. So yeah, 100 and 100. He said, because some days my wife can't. She just can't pull her weight, and that's just how it is. Like I say, if you're going through some stuff, because you're overwhelmed about life, obviously you're not giving it. If I'm hearing on here, my kids are driving me crazy, I can't take a shower, we haven't eaten, the house is dirty, you're not giving 50-50. You're not giving 50. You running on here, social media, looking for pity. Man up, women. Woman up, something. I mean, we can't help you because we're in the same boat. Don't come on here looking for help like that. So, but yeah, it made perfect sense. And so, I tell my husband that story all the time. That's something that stuck out. It really, really stuck out. And I really, really, really strive towards that. And it really helped. And when I felt that we got to that point when that 100 was not coming out, I knew it. I knew it. And I was like, you know what? It's not. And I can't force it. I can't. I can't do it. And I talked. I talked to Pastor and he said, I understand. You're not wrong. I understand. He said, you got a lot on your shoulders. It's okay. It's okay. And through the whole time, I don't know what my husband did or who he talked to or whatever, but I was seeking counsel the whole time. A couple different people. And just trusted, Um, yeah, you got to know when to fold them, basically. But yeah, you got to, that 100 is what's going to keep you going. And if you are solo, that's even harder to do. It's even harder. Um, because you're trying to fill in, for another parent. So it's equally as hard. And I've been there. So, the wisdom part, the knowledge part, um, that series, that's where all that'll come in. I have a lot of things that I have not shared. I have not ever talked about. You guys have seen this over the past couple of months. I've told you guys some pretty, um, I'm going to say big, I told you guys some pretty big secrets. They weren't really secrets, but, secrets. You guys didn't know all this 7 years. You guys didn't know these things. So, I have a lot. I just, I'm quiet like that. I was always taught that a wife and a husband team is 100% on both sides. Yes, equally yoked. Now, last week I was so sick and John had to take over. Yeah, and some men, to get a cold and they act like they got the doggone freaking Ebola. And it's like, you know what? No. Get your behind up and you'll be all right. I mean, I understand going down and just not being able to do anything, but if you just act like you dying every 5 minutes and then I get sick and you want me to still, no, no. Mm-mm. If I say I'm not feeling well, then, stand up and help. If we both sick, then we got to help each other. Don't depend on me. Even if you just helping yourself, help yourself. Don't worry about me. I say that all the time. My husband cook. He knows if you cook and it's just us, like if he's off and the kids are at school and you're cooking, you don't have to cook me nothing. Make yourself something to eat. I want to make sure you eat. You don't worry about me. But he will make sure I eat. So, I don't have to worry about that. It just, I say it, but I know him, and it's the same for me. You don't have to do this, you don't have to do it for me, is what he'll tell me. But we tend to want to do things. Guys, we went few minutes, I'm gonna get off here, but we went to the movies the other night and that wasn't really my type of I'm not really into that type of movie. But he was like, why'd you go to, see the movie? And because it was really late too and I was tired and I really didn't feel good. But he said, you went so you could be with me. And I said, yeah. The movie was good. I stayed awake and it was good, but it was the fact that I'm going to, you know, to be with him. I know he really appreciated that. So, him and Justice would have been fine together, but he really appreciates that. So that was, he just kept saying, I'm going to the movies. I don't have anything else to do. And, yeah, when we started out, we were taking everybody to the movies and it just got later and later. And I just said, you know what? It's going to be too late for the kids to be out. So let's leave them at home this time and we can go. So, um, I'm going to, I'll let him, kind of watch this and fill him in on what's going on when he gets in a couple days. Yeah, you guys know my husband is in the oil field, so he's not here. And, for him to really, again, for him to really come up with this and want to give of his time, um, I really commend him. He's out there 5, 6 days a week. And so that's why we're not trying to slight you all, but that's cutting into our time and our family time as well. But for him to say, "Hey, I want to do this." We talked. Somebody asked me earlier about podcasts, and I said, "Wait till the busy season is over." I can see this moving. Okay, it could possibly move over into podcasts. Okay, so I just gotta, we gotta work through some things. But he's doing, he's trying to man, I really commend him. I didn't ask him to, to step up to the platform like this, but it's a good thing. You guys can, like I said, it's a lot easier for me to talk about things, now that you guys know, and not have to keep things so, you know, in the private. But yeah, I'm gonna let him do his little thing, and stand behind him, stand with him, so that we can build these families and build these relationships and marriages. I do not want to see what I saw. I mean, it was just ugly, and police, and I'm like, do you not have any kind of uh I mean, not self-respect, but not even respect for the other person. I just felt so bad. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and yeah, but it was just like, why on earth would you do that in with the world watching? It's insane, y'all. It's insane. But see, that's what they want us to do. They want us to tear our families apart. They want us to do stuff like this. They want the man to leave, you know, to trying to keep us down, keep us on the system, in the system, all kind of stuff to keep the men, they're trying to do this, and people just fall right into it, just fall right into it. It's crazy. That's why we're sharing, the the building, stuff like that, the home, uh, stuff like that, because it's possible. Everybody should be able to own something, even though it is a struggle. It's a way you do it. And hopefully, those of you that are open and you really take heed to not just, I want to turn my rent into a mortgage payment. You can't do that. It's not going to work. You're not going to get out of debt like that. Okay? It's just not going to work. I told you guys, you got, I don't know, 11, 12, 13, $1,800 in rent. You need to double that in a mortgage payment every month, at least 6 months out of the year. At least. Really, you need to do it for a whole year. Double it. But if you can't even do that, you're not going to get out of that just turning your rent into a mortgage. So, alrighty, guys. I will see you guys next one. I got some vlogs to get up. So I'll get that stuff up. I'll work on that. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going by responses. I'm going by, comments, thumbs up, all that kind of thing. I don't know what you guys want to see. I showed you guys haul. I don't know. I don't want to take you all's voice. I'm kind of hesitant about the shopping. I don't know. If you guys want to see that part or not? I'm just sitting on some stuff. But yeah, I just don't want to bore you guys with things. I know the family issue vlogs. Yeah, I got yes on that. So I'm gonna work on that kind of thing, get that kind of stuff up, and yeah, get the unboxing done. Um, and I don't know what else. I don't know. Maybe another announcement. I don't know. You all be blessed. Be good. And I will see you guys in the comments.